Listen closely. Before we dissect the mechanics of the human mind, I need you to commit to the truth. You are here because you feel a loss of control, and that feeling is the very poison destroying your position. To understand the psychology of power, you must first join the ranks of the few who master it. Subscribe to the channel now. If you want the insights that the 99% are too afraid to apply, hit that button. We are building an empire of the mind here. Now, let's begin. The moment she walked away, the power dynamic shifted instantly. Currently, you believe that you have lost her, but psychology dictates that humans only value what is scarce. You have likely been abundant, too available, too eager, too present. In the economic marketplace of relationships, when supply exceeds demand, value plummets. You flooded the market with your attention, and the inevitable market correction was her departure. She does not miss you because you have given her nothing to miss. You are likely still watching her stories, asking friends about her, or sending that one closure text. Stop. You are feeding the very beast that is devouring your dignity. The secret isn't in what you do to get her back. It is in what you become in her absence. We must examine the concept of psychological reactance. This is a theory developed by Jack Brem, which suggests that when a person's behavioral freedom is threatened, they experience an intense motivational state to regain that freedom. Right now, she feels she has the freedom to have you or leave you. You are a safety net, but if you vanish completely and utterly, you trigger a threat to her freedom. Suddenly, the option to have you is removed. Her brain, previously comfortable with the breakup, will begin to panic. This is not a game. This is neurochemistry. When you remove your validation, you are cutting off a dopamine supply she didn't realize she was addicted to. But this only works if the silence is absolute. You are dealing with the Zeigarnik effect. This psychological phenomenon states that people remember uncompleted or interrupted tasks better than completed ones. If you beg, plead, and write long letters, you are completing the task for her. You are giving her closure. You are closing the loop. She can file you away as finished and move on. To make her beg to come back, you must remain an open loop. You must be the movie that ended abruptly in the middle of the climax. By offering zero closure, zero explanation, and zero reaction, you create a cognitive itch in her brain that she cannot scratch. She will obsess over the why. Why isn't he fighting? Why is he okay? Did he never love me? These questions will haunt her far more than your presence ever could. The mistake you are making is viewing no contact as a waiting period. You are sitting in a waiting room, checking your watch, hoping she calls so you can resume your life. This is weak. This is submissive. True power comes from stoic detachment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If you are using silence to manipulate her, she will smell it." Women are highly calibrated to detect inauthenticity. If you are silent because you are terrified, she knows. If you are silent because you are building an empire and have no time for someone who doesn't see your value, she feels it. The vibration is different. You must kill the version of you that needs her. We need to talk about hypergamy and the perception of status. Evolutionarily, women are wired to seek security and competence. This is not just financial, it is emotional competence. When you broke down, when you begged, you demonstrated emotional incompetence. You showed her that your emotional stability is dependent on her validation. That is a burden no woman wants to carry. You made her your mother, not your partner. To reverse this, you must become the stoic archetype. This is a man who is unshakable, whose emotional baseline is not dictated by external validation. You must become a ghost, No social media posts about how sad you are. No motivational quotes that are clearly directed at her. Silence. Consider the scarcity principle in its deepest form. Gold is valuable because it is rare. Oxygen is vital, but we don't think about it until it's gone. You have been oxygen necessary perhaps, but taken for granted. You must become gold. This requires you to redirect 100% of the energy you used to spend on her into your own mental point of origin. This concept means you are the main character in your reality. Currently, you are acting like a supporting character in her movie, waiting for the director to give you a line. Cut the scene. Walk off the set. Start filming your own movie where she is not even in the credits. Subscribe now if you are finding value in this breakdown. We are moving into the deeper psychological warfare aspects, and you do not want to miss the next phase. The algorithm brings you content, but only commitment brings change. Let's discuss the vacuum of validation. In modern society, women are bombarded with attention. Instagram likes, dating apps, orbiters. It is a constant noise of validation. When you step back, you are not just not texting, you are removing a specific frequency of attention that she was attuned to. At first, she will feel relief. She will think, finally, he's leaving me alone. This is the relief stage. Do not be discouraged by this. It is a trap. Let her feel the relief. Let her enjoy the silence. Because eventually, the silence becomes deafening. The validation from strangers is cheap. The validation from a man she shared intimacy with is expensive. When the cheap validation wears off, she will look for the expensive kind, and she will find that the store is closed. You must understand the law of least effort. The person who cares the least holds the most power. This sounds cruel, but it is the physics of relationships. By caring less about the breakup, you signal high status. You signal that you have options, that you have a mission, that your life is so full and rich that the loss of one person, no matter how special, does not collapse your infrastructure. This is not about pretending. You genuinely have to reach a point where you are willing to walk away forever. It is the paradox of intention. Only when you are truly okay with never speaking to her again will you have the highest probability of hearing from her. Now, let's look at her brain. We are talking about dopaminergic pathways. When you are together, you are a source of dopamine and oxytocin. The breakup disrupted this. If you continue to text her, even if you are fighting, you are giving her microdoses of dopamine. You are keeping her addiction satisfied just enough that she doesn't have to suffer withdrawal. You are the drug dealer giving the addict free samples while they try to get clean. Stop it. You need her to crash. You need her to experience the full weight of the withdrawal symptoms. This includes anxiety, curiosity, and the fear of missing out. She will likely enter the comparison phase. She may talk to other men. Let her. This is a crucial part of the process. Most men panic here. They think, if I don't act now, she will fall in love with someone else. Incorrect. The rebound relationships are almost always a reaction to the previous relationship. She will look for someone who is the opposite of you. If you were needy, she wants aloof. If you were aloof, she wants needy. But these rebounds are shallow. They lack the history, the inside jokes, the neuroassociations built over time. When the excitement of the new fades, and it always does, she will compare him to you. If you have been silent, dignified, and mysterious, you win that comparison. If you have been stalking her stories, you lose. This brings us to the concept of emotional contagion and social proof. Even if you are in no contact, you are not invisible to the world. If you share mutual friends, they are your spies, whether they know it or not. If they see you looking depressed, asking about her, looking weak, they will tell her, "He looks terrible." This validates her decision to leave. It confirms you are the weaker vessel. However, if they see you looking sharp, focused, gym-maxing, and genuinely happy, not fake happy, but focused happy, they will report back. "He actually seems to be doing really well." This destroys her ego. It makes her question her value. Why isn't he destroyed? Was I not important? This is where the begging starts, not externally but internally. She begins to beg for your validation to prove she mattered. Eventually, the reach out will happen. This is the most dangerous moment. It is usually a low-effort text. "Hey," or "I left my shirt," or sending a meme. These are what we call breadcrumbs. She is testing the waters. She wants to see if you are still the needy puppy waiting at the door. Most men fail here. They jump immediately. They reply instantly, writing paragraphs. "Oh my God, take the shirt. I miss you. Can we talk?" You just handed all the power back. You just proved that your silence was a bluff. When the breadcrumb comes, you must apply strategic ambiguity. Do not ignore it, unless it's disrespectful, but do not engage emotionally. Mirror her investment. If she sends 3 words, you send 3 words. If she waits 4 hours to text, you wait 4 hours. Better yet, you wait until the evening. You are busy. You are building the empire. You are not sitting by the phone. Your reply should be polite, indifferent, and brief. You are treating her like a distant cousin or a colleague you barely know. This polite indifference is terrifying to a woman who is used to your passion. Passion, even anger, shows you care. Indifference shows you have moved on. You must force her to invest. In behavioral economics, the sunk cost fallacy suggests we value things we invest effort into. If you make it easy for her to come back, she invests nothing. She will leave again. She needs to earn your attention. She needs to initiate the meetings. She needs to drive the conversation. If she asks to see you, do not say, "Yes, anytime." You say, "I have a slot open on Thursday evening. Otherwise, I'm booked up." You are the prize. You are the scarce resource. We are nearing the final psychological shift. If you haven't subscribed yet, this is your last warning. The final phase is where the permanent transformation happens. Click subscribe. Ultimately, this is about self-respect as a non-negotiable currency. She will only beg to come back if she realizes that her life is objectively worse without you, and your life is objectively fine without her. You cannot fake this. You have to actually do the work. You have to hit the gym until your body changes. You have to read the books. You have to level up your finances. This is not for her. It is for you. When you genuinely prefer your own company to hers, that is when she becomes magnetic to you. It is the energy of non-neediness. Remember the law of preselection. If you radiate the energy of a man who has options, even if you aren't exercising them, she senses it. A man who is alone by choice is dangerous and attractive. A man who is alone because he has no other choice is repulsive. Your silence must scream, choice. You are choosing to rebuild. You are choosing to wait for a woman who meets your standards. The secret is that there is no trick. The secret is that you are willing to lose her to keep your dignity. Once you accept the loss, you become fearless. And a fearless man is the most powerful entity in the dating market. She will sense this shift. She will feel the vacuum. And she will reach out, not to get you back, but to see if she can still control you. When she realizes she can't, that is when the attraction reignites. That is when she begs. Not with words, perhaps, but with her actions. She will fight for your attention because you are no longer giving it away for free. Keep your silence. Build your value. Become the emperor of your own reality. If she returns to your frame, on your terms. If she does not, you have already won, because you have reclaimed yourself. Subscribe to the channel. This is only the beginning of your reconstruction. Go.